Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Top Flight Pod. You know what it is. You know what we're here to do. We're back in studio today. Beautiful Austin, Texas. We got my G Alex here to my right. We got my G Jon Gallagher here to my left. We got B controlling everything on the ones and twos. We got an absolute treat for the people listening to the Top Flight Podcast here today. For the first time ever, we have an Austin FC player here to recap the match for us. Now, it wasn't a 0-0 draw, but a point's a point. And just like the gentleman that we have here next to us, he said it perfectly. At the end of the day, point's a point, and we move on. But with that note, Jon Gallagher, welcome to the show, mate. Thank you for being here. How are you feeling today?
Thanks, guys. A little tired. Hard to sleep after late kickoff, but happy to be here.
I told you this early, but I have to say this on air on the pod. When they told me that you were down to take the interview today, or for you to come into the studio today after the game, my respect went from here to here. I mean, you could be with your family hanging out. I truly, truly appreciate you giving us your time, mate. And it's massive to have you here recapping this game real quick.
No, super fun opportunity. Talk to you guys. So
There you go. Alex, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. I'm happy. I mean, this time I'm just going to shut up and listen to what Jon has to say.
Same.
Talking about the game right after. I mean, who better person to speak about, how we play than Jon?
Of course. And we have B, of course, controlling everything on the ones and twos. Shout out to my G, mate. We got what a freaking treat. Jon Gallagher here in studio, mate.
Yeah, amazing, grateful, and thank you for coming out, Jon.
Now, I want to get into it real quick. Of course, shout out to the folks on Patreon. Shout out to the folks on the Discord. We really appreciate everybody's support week in and week out. Couldn't do this without you guys. Couldn't have a player like this on the podcast without the support from the people. But just to get into it right quick, Austin FC against Portland Timbers. It was 0-0 last night at Q2 Stadium. The chances were there. Unfortunately, the goal just didn't come our way, but we were knocking on the door. I want to ask your general thoughts on the match last night, Jon. I mean, how did you see it from the defensive point of view?
yeah, it was cagey affair. I think you put it good. There was chances to win the game probably for both teams, but 0-0 felt like a fair result.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, the team had already faced Portland at Q2. Fans, folks, people that follow this team always want it to be a different result. Everybody expects a win at home. But one thing that you said post-match was that it's not the end of the world. A point's a point. And it adds to the journey that Austin FC is on this season. I mean, currently in third place. Depending on how results go later today, we could be in fourth. But imagine complaining about being in fourth, right? What a luxury to feel frustrated about being in fourth place. But
Yeah.
How are you seeing everything, Alex? I mean, you were from the press box. You had that point of view. What was everything? How did you see the match last night?
I mean, honestly, when the game ended, to me, it was this feeling of the team is looking well. They are defending great. They are building up great. It's just the finishing that's being avoiding the team. And the team is close. I mean, you can take Mirto Suni. It's very close to scoring. Brandon Vasquez is very close to scoring. It's just little tiny details that are not allowing them to. But overall, I see a good team that is defending great, but it's just missing that one key piece that sadly in soccer is one of the most important pieces, right? But it's just this feeling of we're not a bad team, or it's not we have only scored 5 goals this season, but we're not playing bad. It's just a circumstance of trying to get better as we move forward.
Now, one thing that I did want to ask here in this recap of the Portland game, mate. I mean, of course, folks are going to say, oh, well, it was a boring game. It was 0-0, but there's a lot more to it. And I wanted to put an emphasis on this match recap here today is the fact that Austin FC is one of the lowest scored on teams this season so far, right? We're 7 games in. Of course, folks can say it's early on, but the fact that the defense has been performing the way that it has week in and week out, I think a lot more emphasis has to be put on that. And you, as a defender for Austin FC, I wanted to tell you here today, and the folks that are listening to the pod, in my personal opinion, I feel that if the defense is not getting enough credit so far, I feel like the guys have been definitely a wall. They've helped Stuver. They've made his job a lot easier. But I think that we're not giving enough credit to the back line. Do you feel like maybe that's something that the defense needs more of, a little bit more credit from what they've been doing?
No, I mean I feel like we've been doing our job, and it's not just been the defense. It's guys up top are defending from the front too. You see the shifts that Brandon, Mirto, Owen, they're running their socks off too. So it's those guys. I think it's as I said earlier, the collective of the team's been our strength. And we've been making it really hard for teams. Like Portland fans probably saying the same. They felt like it was a cagey affair, and they didn't have a lot of chances either. They weren't creating a ton too. So, I think it goes both ways. And as I said, tie probably felt like a fair result.
You know, one of the things that I talked to Biro was that Biro said that this time, compared to the first time that you played Portland, this time the team felt more like a team, right? And I talked to Danny, and he said, you know, when he plays with Savovic, they are both number 8s that go up and down depending on the situation. I talked to Biro, and he said he goes far up the field to attack, to give support to the offensive players, and you yourself do the same thing on the right side. So it does feel like this team as a unit is playing collectively well to get that not just defensive result but also offensively. How can you tell us that? How does that teamwork ends up being on the field in game days?
Yeah, I think it's something we've worked on a lot. Is like being more fluid, changing of positions, and also when we don't have the ball, being really good out of possession. Being good when we have the ball. Moving up the field, keeping teams locked in, rotating positions. If Biro goes forward, then Danny can slide into the left back position and still be there as cover. So it's something that we've always kind of done really well as a team, and now it's just about kind of getting those finishing touches. I mean, I think the chances were there, and if we score one of those goals, maybe we're here talking differently.
Other than the general game plan, was there any certain assignment that you had from Coach Nico? Was there anything that you guys were working on during the week leading up to this game? You know, we knew Portland a little bit because we just played them last month, but was there anything that, you know, maybe you were assigned to do a little bit extra, or just the game plan?
Nothing extra. I think just a normal run-of-the-mill game plan. They changed formation from when we last played them, so it looked a little bit different in training, and they've got some pretty dangerous players up top. The number 10's pretty good on the ball, so it's just trying to keep them at bay and stop them from getting in dangerous areas.
Alex?
What happens in the game that you look for that allows you to go forward and join the attack?
Well, first, if we've got like secure possession, then I know it's a good chance. And then if there's, the good thing playing fullback is you're usually playing against guys that don't want to defend. So when the winger's kind of sleeping, kind of like starting to creep up. But also knowing like we've got security of the ball, where if it turns, we're not going to turn over. I'm 40 yards ahead. So
I think back to that San Diego game where you and Owen just stopped quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy didn't want to track back, and you made him pay. That was a great.
It was hot that day.
Yeah. It was.
We were tired.
That goal was hot. I might say that. No, I want to ask you about Vancouver. That's the game that is coming up, mate, because it sets up a little bit of a, I wouldn't say dramatic, but it sets up a very intense clash of two titans right now in the West. You know, you have the top team right now against a team that is battling second and third. We could be fourth or whatnot. But what kind of mindset are you guys? I mean, I know it's very early on, the game just happened, but you know, you can't really focus too much on Portland. Got to focus on Vancouver now. How are you focusing on that game coming up?
Yeah, I think the difference in the group this year is that we know we can beat any team, and home and away. I think that you always know there's a chance, but in previous years maybe there wasn't the confidence that we can go and like make these impact wins. And right now we're obviously in a good mood. I think like Mirta touched on it last night. Like, you know, the team's in a good place right now. We're picking up points, and we feel like we can go to anywhere in the West or the East and get 3 points. So tough game. Vancouver's a tough place. You know, journey's long, and their pitch is a little different, and they're obviously in really good form and super dangerous. So
yeah. Alex,
but you also have things going for you. I mean, the fact that they have to go to Mexico on Wednesday to play CONCACAF Champions Cup and then fly back. Did you feel like that gives you some sense of, you know, advantage over the fact that you will be possibly better prepared?
I think you do and you don't. You know, you want to like be aware that they maybe have this trip that's, you know, going to be emotional in terms of like trying to get a result in Mexico, and then the travel and the fatigue. But I mean, once the whistle blows and they're ready to play, like they're ready to play. And that's how I've felt most of my career, is like, you know, once we cross the white line and it's go time, it's usually like they're ready to go, and they will be because they're a good team.
Well, mate, you guys are, you know, obviously third right now in the West. Different area in Austin FC right now. The results, it might not be the prettiest. Folks maybe obviously wanting more goals, but as of late, the results have been coming in. Austin FC is in a good position at the table. Folks can't really complain about where they're at, but they still will. They still will. It is the nature of being a fan. You have here 5 goals scored, 3 goals scored against. One of the lowest, actually, the best defense in MLS right now. So I just wanted to give you credit on that, and all the guys in the back. And of course, you said the whole team as a unit, because Haddad O'Brien has been coming in, putting on a shift on defense, pressuring guys up there. So I just want to give y'all credit on that. Best defense in the league right now, Austin FC. Alex, anything else?
No, I just props to that. I mean, I stayed up late watching the results, and then I realized, hey, we really are the best team in the league defensively, lowest goal scored. So that's something to be proud of. And I think you said it yourself last night, and some other people did too, that a point is a point. And maybe you didn't secure 3 points at home, but hey, you got 3 points in LA, you got 3 points in St. Louis, in San Diego. Well, San Diego was here. So these are all points that you're, just getting, and they will work towards the end goal that is playoff. So it's definitely something that to be happy about.
It's a long season, so I feel like there's a good foundation with the team right now, and we're just trying to build on that and keep improving. Hopefully we're obviously not peaking too early, and we can just keep going and finding results like we have been.
Well, appreciate you, mate. That's all for me on the match. And, of course, we previewed the Vancouver game there just a bit. But we'll take a quick break. Shout out to Jon Gallagher for being here with us, talking about the Portland match and the Vancouver game coming up. And we'll be back to recap the game in a little bit more detail.
Yes, sir.
All right, we got some questions here from the Discord from our Patreon members. We'll go through them really quick here for Jon Gallagher. The first one here is from 619 by 512. He says, I don't know what the obsession is with this, mate, but he says, do you take off your shirt when you're at the beach?
No, because I get sunburned. It only comes off after a win away from home.
Okay.
I got Irish pasty skin.
All right, next one here is from George. He says, In-N-Out or Whataburger?
Neither.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Shake Shack.
All right. Shake Shack.
Yeah.
Shake
Shack.
Oh, madre
Okay.
mia. I was expecting you to say that you don't like cheeseburgers.
No.
Because Whataburger is clearly superior, mate. Is what it is. Jake, again, 619 by 512, he says, we the fans love you coming out for player representation, but we are concerned this is the only time you get out of the house. Do you need non-work friends to hang out with? What's up?
I get out plenty. We're always walking the dog.
Austin.
If you live up in Georgetown, you see me plenty.
Okay.
And in your garden too. So you
My
do get
garden,
some light.
mowing the lawn. Yeah.
Maybe you should garden without your shirt, get some.
No, I did that like year 1 here. Never again.
Tough.
Yeah, tough.
Austin says a lot might think Stover is the true god of this club, but in my opinion, Gali has been here since the start, and he's the underrated goat. Also, first Austin FC player to score in Q2. Way to represent Ireland.
Thank you.
Seems like a statement.
That's
Yeah,
a question.
Seems like a
I
statement.
mean, Stu's been the guy, huh?
There we go.
We've both been here from the start.
Yeah.
And played our roles with the club.
Harvey Birdman, JD, he says, how does it feel to be a forever Austin FC trivia question? Who scored the first home goal in Austin FC history?
It's cool. Feel like it's an easy answer though.
History books forever.
Yeah.
I find it really cool that you have framed the sound waves of the crowd cheering for that goal. That's something I've never seen any other player do.
Super unique. Not a normal thing to have. So it's cool.
Do you have a demo play of the sound?
No,
actual
I
sound?
should get
That would
that
be very
the
cool.
video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jake, again, 619 by 512. Man, Jake taking advantage of these Patreon questions. He says, on a more serious note, though, favorite goal or assist you took part in for the Verde and Black, not including the first ever goal?
We covered
Not
that,
including.
right?
Well, maybe maybe
Salt
an
Lake.
Assist?
An
What about your best
assist.
assist
I
that you can remember?
don't even know. Maybe.
Assists are tough. Maybe something to Seba.
Yeah,
Seba
something
always made
Seba.
magic.
Maybe the cross against Colorado to Seba.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah.
And then we have here, but we know this one. He says, maybe about his early career, how did he end up in Singapore, Jamaica, and ultimately the U.S.? But it's because of your father, right? He was traveling.
Yeah, and then so my dad worked for Guinness, and we traveled all over the world. And then when I come to America the second time, it was for college.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then this one we covered earlier, but it says, how does it feel being a dad now? Does football feel different now that he is a father? Like, do you feel like you have maybe more of a push?
Little dad strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think I was so focused on the baby when she was first born that like I was just showing up and playing free. And I actually, I felt like towards the end of last season, I was playing some of my best soccer. So I was a little annoyed that the season got cut short.
Okay.
We didn't make playoffs because I felt like I was getting in the groove and getting my dad's strength.
And so a different question: are you afraid of your dad or of your daughter having your personality?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's all of them.
No,
That's all
that's
the favorite
it,
ones.
yeah.
That's it. All right, y'all. Welcome back to the Top Fly Pod. What a guest. Jon Gallagher. What a guy. What a player. Phenomenal human being as well. Brand new father. Loved hearing from him on the Portland game from the defensive point of view. And I told him, I was like, I feel like you guys aren't getting enough credit. Best defense in the league. But we'll get into that point right now, mate. I mean, any other thoughts on the defense for Austin FC?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think we said it all. I think John said it all as well. This is just an incredibly good team defensively. Even Hindsight said it, midweek press conference a week ago, that the defense starts with offensive players. So the entire team is defending. The entire team is a unit. So defensively, Austin is great. It's literally the best defensive team in the league right now. So just props to that.
B, any thoughts on the defense made? Now, they only have 3 goals conceded in 7 matches of what goes of the season, of the MLS season. Any thoughts on the unit back there?
No, yeah, I mean, the numbers say it. Best defense in the league. That's what we are, That's what I said. I think, a lot of complaining for the positions that we're in. Like, that's what I said last pod. Like, we're doing good low key. It's like under the radar. Like, you look at yourself where we're on the position, you would think that we would be much lower than this, So it just says a lot on the team. Is not just the defense, but offensively we're yet to click. But I think it will.
Now, we're talking about Vancouver with Jon Gallagher. He was just pretty much saying how they're ready. They're in. And I kind of want to ask you guys, and how are you guys, the mindset-wise, how are you going into that Vancouver game? Where is the confidence level?
To me, I think it's high, especially and I mentioned this yesterday when I went into that locker room. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, John said you probably went in, a little bit after Nico talked to us because Nico had something to say, and that lifted their mood, right? But overall, I think the team does feel like, maybe they didn't get 3 points at home, but they got 1, and they're just adding points and adding points. And I think they have this mentality where if you realize they did get wins away already at LAFC, which is a tough place to get not just 1 point, but they got 3.
St. Louis.
Then also St. Louis. So it's like, I think they have that mindset of, hey, we can also go to Vancouver and get 3 points. Not just 1, not just play to see what happens. No, 3 points at Vancouver. So
I agree. B, any thoughts on the game that's coming up against Vancouver? It's pretty well set up.
Yeah.
First against third. This has extreme, I guess,
Extreme?
It has extreme consequences going into this game. because
Extreme?
If you're Austin,
Okay,
you
yeah.
just knock down first place.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you're Vancouver, you create a bigger gap.
Yeah.
So how are you seeing this game coming
No,
up?
yeah. I mean, I get, I think we're going to have a go at it for sure. I know Vancouver's a tough game, or even, they're a tough opponent. They're first. So, I think the guys are going to be motivated. I think we can get a result, bro. I think we can get a result in Vancouver. It's crazy how we talk about the team and, people don't want to be negative. They want to try to look at the positives. It's a fact that the team is not clicking yet, but we're solid defensively. We're so far the best defensive team in the league. So I think we can get a result in Vancouver, man. I think we're going to get a result.
I mean, people like aren't happy because obviously we're not scoring a lot of goals. We only have 5 goals so far this season, right? And I understand that. But if I had told you at the beginning of the season that we were gonna get only 1 point at LAFC, but 3 at home against Portland, would you have taken it?
Yeah,
see what you're
of
saying,
course, yeah.
You mean so?
Yeah.
So, I mean, the points that we're getting away are making this 1 point at home not that bad. I mean, that's why it doesn't feel like a loss, despite it being at home,
Yeah.
right? So overall, the team is in third, maybe drops to fourth, but it's in third place right now, and we're unbeaten for 4 games now.
So that's something to look at. You know,
The problem is, and that's the criticism that we're seeing online, is just that like
I got attacked last night.
The manner in which that we, getting these points, like it almost poses your questions like, would you want to see your team try to play a different kind of style? I mean, I agree with what Nico's doing, bro. Like, I kind of like it. You want to be solid defensively. That's exactly what he's doing. Like the offense hasn't clicked yet, but we'll work on that. You know what I mean? So I guess the word boring.
I was completely attacked last night.
But
because
guess
I was
what, man?
defending this boring football.
Guess what? It was. Guess what it was, bro. I'm be honest, it was.
here's the thing though, like it is, it's only boring because the finishing is not there.
Yes.
But if they were to put the ball in the back of the net every single chance they get, we would be scoring 3-4 goals every game.
Yeah.
Right. And you think of it, yeah, it's boring not to see goals and it's boring to win 1-0. But you know who won consistently by 1 goal margins all of the time, and that got them the league?
Madrid.
Leicester City.
Leicester City. That was my second option.
Yeah, no, not
fault.
Madrid. No.
Leicester
City. They won the EPL, a team that was small, that had nothing to do with fighting against the big guys in the league. They consistently won games by 1 goal margin, and they won the EPL. I'm not saying we're going to win MLS that way. I'm not like that. You're saying these types of games and this type of mentality that you have to win games even by 1 goal, it's important.
For sure. Now, let's get into some of the comments that were said in the locker room post-match. Now, Alex, you were able to speak with Guilherme Biru, Mirtu Usuni, Brad Stuver. Am I missing somebody? Danny Pereira. Am I missing somebody?
Biru.
I mentioned Biru. Those 4
Then I
players.
think that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. And then also, of course, we had Salome Quintero. Shout out to Salome. She was speaking with Coach Esteves post-match. She asked her questions there in Spanish. Nico had some very elegant answers. But, of course, I want to bring up the comments that were made by none other than Austin FC forward Mirtu Usuni. Now, Hispanos ATX, Gustavo Martinez, shout out to him. He asked a question to Mirtu. He said, hey, should the team be alarmed because the goals aren't coming? The goals are not, falling for Austin FC? Mirtu responded with, alarmed? Why? 3 victories, 1 draw. Why do we have to be alarmed? The confidence is here in the players. It starts with me and everybody else. How did you take that quote? He obviously said some other things, saying that Portland is a good game, is a good team. But how did you take in Mirtu's comments?
I take it as you said it. I mean, the team is making good plays. It's not like we're sitting back all game long,
Yes.
They are building up. They are getting to the final third. They are getting to the opponent's goal. It's just the ball is not getting to the back of the net. And that's the most important part, and I know that. And that's something that you need to look
This
at.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's true.
You said it. The way you said it sounds very, very familiar.
To what?
I'm just saying the way he explained
But
it.
this is more than crossing and hoping for something to happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not trying to. No.
This is
Is he doing that?
He's doing that.
Brian.
He's doing that.
What? Okay.
There's no correlation
This is way different. You can
Way
tell there's an
different.
idea behind this game of play.
Now, B, I want to bring you in on this quote from Mirtu Usuni. He says, for me, it's painful. This is my job. I'm living for this. I came here to score goals, to win. It's painful for me that moment I didn't score. I mean, what more can the fan base want? I know they want him to score the goals, right? But the mindset this guy has.
No, yeah, for sure. We've known that since those first, quotes that we got when he first joined the team. We could tell right off the bat, this is this guy's character. And we had Jon on, and he said the same thing. That he's a character, and to me, these are great things to say. Okay, as a fan, you see this like, okay, it's coming. Like he's working at it. It bothers him probably more than it bothers you. You're just watching. He's the one that's missing. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, it's hard to say, bro, but like our defense is looking solid, and our offense is yet to click. Like straight up.
No, it's yet to click for sure. I actually just saw this stat graphic on, I think it was off of SofaScore or off of FootMob, but they have something where they keep track of the players with the most chances missed, and Brandon Vasquez is second in that list with 6 big chances missed, mate. And like you said earlier, a couple weeks ago, you said Brandon should be nearing double-digit goals, and you're just waiting for that click. You're waiting for that to happen, and you got to think that it's coming.
And shout out to the boys in the back. Shout out Stuver again. I mean, Stuver always just. He that's what he does,
100%.
Like Jon said.
It's great to have an amazing defense, and maybe in that one moment that they can't handle it, and the opponent gets a shot on goal, Stover is there to save it.
Yeah.
It's just great to have that feeling of security.
Now, post-match, Coach Esteves, he also mentioned how folks just seem to underestimate Austin FC's opponents. Post-match, he was saying to the media that a lot of the time the media just doesn't take into account what the opponent can be. And maybe he's showing a little bit too respect to the opponent. I heard a lot about that on the space last night. By the way, I was attacked by Rigo Pinguino on the space last night. I just want to say that. I might be speaking to my lawyers. I was attacked on the space last night. But no, just wanted to mention that out there about the space. But getting into the lineup, talking about a little bit of the starting 11. Of course, we had Brad Stuver in goal. The back line, the defense was Biru, Heinzijk, Svatok, and Jon Gallagher. In the midfield, you had Owen Wolf, Savovic, which is the other player that you spoke with post-match, Alex, Dani Pereira, and Osman Bukari, which was my doubt if he was going to start or not. And in the front, you had Mirtu Suni and Mr. Brandon Vasquez. So, Alex, what was your take on the starting 11 that Coach Esteves, set out there? He said that we kind of underestimated Portland. So did you think that he set out the right 11 to face this team?
I think so. I mean, especially since this is a semi-starting 11 that got a win against St. Louis. The only thing that maybe I was a little bit surprised is that Ilya Sanchez was not starting.
100%.
And it's because Ilya has been, so impactful in that midfield. I mean, I can't say anything against Danny and Savovic playing together because they have both been great. Actually, Danny had a great performance yesterday, one of his better performances this season. But Ilya, it does feel like Ilya, is someone that orchestrates that midfield, right? And this game was a midfield battle. And I mean, and we didn't lose it. It was just, very hard fought. So I don't know if Ilya would have made a difference. But I think overall, there's nothing really I can say about this lineup. I think it was a good lineup to go against.
B, how did you see this lineup made? I mean, just like Alex said, it was the same, very similar to what was set out there against St. Louis or whatnot. And the doubt was if Osman Bukari was gonna come in, if Danny was gonna be starting in this match, if Ilya was gonna be in there. You thought Ilya was gonna be there last game. He came off the bench, but in this game, all we see from Ilya is just directions from the sidelines, screaming at guys from outside the pitch. So how did you see the starting 11 and ultimately the decision to not feature Ilya Sanchez?
I think I said last time that I think the plans. It seems to me that maybe Ilya was not meant to be a star. I mean, come on, he can't. He's getting to that part of his career where he's not gonna play 90 minutes. So, it changes up your thought on the line. I think this is our team. I think this is Austin right here, right now. This is the best one lineup. I wanted it to keep the same. I wanted the same lineup, and then guess what? Vancouver, guess who I want to see, brother? I want to see that lineup.
Oh, okay. Alex, do you feel the same way? Do you want to see this lineup against Vancouver? Or any changes?
I would like it really depends on what Vancouver does this midweek game against Pumas to see if we can have a better idea of how they might play against us, because against Vancouver might be good to play the same way we played against San Diego, which was to play with 4 midfielders, with Ilya, Savovic, Danny, and Owen all at the same time on the field. So it's a wait and see for me.
Wait and see for Alex. That's what he says. And, one thing that we do have to mention, on the Vancouver game and the lineup topic is the fact that I wouldn't say confirmed, but it's being hinted at the fact that Mirtu Suni is most likely going to stay, here in Austin through the birth of his child. It seems like he has everything under control where the child is going to be born in Europe with the mother. So if Mirtu Suni does stay, it does bring a lot more confidence to the squad, to the roster. He has this aura to him, and he has this kind of IQ on the field. Against Portland, he creates a chance for himself, and it just goes inches over the crossbar. If that went in, everybody is just celebrating this guy, calling him a genius, right? So by him staying, if he does stay, it does bring a lot more confidence to the roster, to the team, to get those wins in these difficult matches that are coming up, which is Vancouver coming up. You got the Galaxy, but everybody's beating the Galaxy right now. You also have Houston coming up at the end of the month. They just beat LAFC, so are they turning a corner? Maybe. I'm not saying that they are. But Austin does have some interesting games coming up, and it does bring confidence that Mirtu Suni could be staying. Anything you can add on that?
No, I think it's hard to say something not against, but about this team right now, because like the way you just said, the feeling after watching yesterday's game was it's been the same for 4 games. It's been the same of the team is not that bad. The team is creating. The team is there. It's just the finishing. The only thing is the finishing.
Again, sounds familiar.
No, bro, way
I'm
different.
just joking.
I mean, Uzuni had that up for the crossbar, and then had also that clear header that just went a little bit off the left post. I mean, it's just a matter of luck being on our side, I guess. But then again, you also can't just depend on luck. So
Now, Minnesota is winning right now, mate, pushing us down to 4th place in the Western
Yeah.
Conference, but it is what it is.
yeah,
It is not
I mean,
the end of the world.
right now it doesn't matter that much.
Not the end of the world, for sure. And Austin FC, I'm sure that they don't even want to be fighting for the Shield themselves. Austin FC wants to just be a playoff team when that time comes around.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I mean, 30 million, you could be fighting for the Shield, but it's still very early. You got to get everybody gelled together.
But
Is what I'm trying to say.
I do understand people when, I mean, for 30 million, you should be scoring more than 5 goals. Let's be clear on that. But again, it's the 7th game of the season. It takes time. It will take some time. So I think they should have this fixed in the next 4 games. I don't think if you keep having trouble scoring in 5, 6, 7, 8 more games, then you got a serious problem. But right now, I mean, with this team, I think I'm confident on that they can perform better and build from what they've built so far.
B?
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with Alex. I mean, it's way too early, brother. Like, I don't even think the team should be thinking about Shield, about position, about this and that, playoffs. I think the team just needs to get going and get that offensive clicking. I think that's just the main priority. Like, game by game is to work towards unlocking this offense. And I think it's way too early to see. But 30 million is 30 million, brother. And that demands its results within its own thing. So, you know, we're going to wait and see. It's a little early, but we're going to get there eventually, and we'll see where we're at.
No, definitely. Now, some of the substitutions that were used, we had Jader Brian come on for a shift at the 71st minute. Jon Komanich, he comes on at that 83rd with Niko Dubersarski. And CJ Fadre comes on at the 90th minute. Very late shift there, but he is called upon, and he handles the business there. Now, just real quick, some more numbers for Austin FC, just to give them a little bit of more credit. Like we mentioned, they are the best defense in the league right now. Only 3 goals conceded in 7 matches. But like we mentioned, and the guys have been saying, the goals would be accepted. They are very, very much needed. But hey, 4th in the West right now after 7 games. I mean, I don't know. Did you think Austin FC was going to be at this point
That's another thing. Like, if you think about coming from last season to this season, yeah, we only scored 5 goals, but we're 4th. We're top 4 right now in the West.
Yeah,
that's not something that you realistically could say before. I mean, when I was asked, I remember someone asked me like what I thought was going to be. I thought Austin's going to be a playoff team, but it could be 7th place, it could be 6th place. I didn't see Austin being top 4. Now with this defense, I was like, okay, we may not score that much, but I can see top 4 happening.
I was hyped up. I was saying top 4, top 3, top 2, top. We might
Top
be top.
Shield.
30 million. Vasquez, Usuni. We got 3 DPs. Like, you know, if you want to get the vibe of the I just didn't know it was gonna be like this. Like, I was hoping we'd be in these positions, but like I thought we would be there because we're scoring goals, not because we're like this solid, trying to be solid defensively and inching out these 1-0s here and these draws. So, yeah, I mean, I wanted us to be here. I'm not kind of that surprised. Like, the investment, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of hyped a little bit, So I'm not surprised at the position. I'm just surprised at the manner in which we're there. And
now, let's talk a little bit about Bucari, because we're not singling him out or whatnot. Some folks are saying that they don't understand the Osman Bucari hate, but he does have a DP tag on him. He is a designated player.
That's what it is.
It comes with it, especially in a league like MLS. But he didn't really. I guess he didn't really have a huge impact on the game as much as you would like. There was no goals. There was a 0-0. There was work off the ball, right? Osman Bucari does great 1v1s. He has that speed. But, going back to last week when Mirtu Suni was saying that he told Bucari that he needs to pick his head up and look for him or whatnot. And, Alex, you were asking Mirtu about that, if they worked on that in training or whatnot. And what did Mirtu tell you?
He said that, he said that they had worked on that. And I asked him, if that would create some goals in the future, because they're trained for Bucari to know by memory who should be open in that spot. And he said that that for sure they are coming in together. You know, they are getting better at playing together. And something that you could see that maybe yesterday Bukhari didn't have that great game, but at least in the first 20 minutes, Bukhari had at least 2 or 3 great passes. Great passes. 2 of them for Savovic to run late to the edge of the box and shoot it. Yeah, he skyrocketed it, both of them. But those were amazing chances that if the shot is good, those are great, beautiful played goals, and Bukhari would have got those assists. So Bukhari did listen and he did improve. The sad part is that I don't know why it only lasted for 20 minutes or so. After that, Bukhari didn't really get into those chances again. Also, obviously, credit to Portland, but you can tell that at least there was some improvement in that area. Beforehand, you wouldn't have expected Bukhari to pass the ball that way back to Savovic to take a shot.
B, any thoughts on Osman Bukhari?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he could have had some assists, but man, it's tough because he's been getting a lot of criticism since the beginning of the season. But I don't really want to put it all on him. I think Usuni was missing sitters too as well. So Brandon Vasquez, the amount of goals he could have right now that he doesn't have, if he finished those chances. So it's just like a whole. The whole offense just needs to find a way to kind of either gel together or be, build the chemistry up. And this is a new team, so. But I get the criticism Bukhari gets, But I think he made up for it. I think he had a good game, bro.
Now, Bukhari definitely is going to be a player that folks are going to be looking at. It is what it is. It's just the way that the league works here in MLS. But one guy that I did want to give credit to here real quick is Jon Gallagher. I feel like he came on and the assignment was to get balls into the box or create chances, right? And he did have an opportunity where he feeds Mirtu Usuni in front of the goal. You can maybe label it as a sitter. I don't know. Really,
I wouldn't.
No. I really think that Mirtu could have done better, though. I know that he feels that way as well. Yeah. But Jon Gallagher could have had an assist tonight. Could have had the game-winning assist. That would have been massive for him because he doesn't get that many minutes. Yeah,
no, I mean, I agree. It would have been a game winner. I agree. Uzuni's, those are the ones that he can't miss, so especially a player of his caliber. I wouldn't call it a sitter, though. It wasn't a tap-in either. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It required some good effort, but definitely
just like Galli's.
Just like like, tapping.
It was.
This guy.
Wild.
No, but definitely Jon Gallagher could have had an assist. Maybe other players could have had one as well. You mentioned Bukhari's great passes through or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it is a 0-0 draw here at home, and there's not much to really pull out other than defensive actions and chances missed from this game. Now, we mentioned Brandon Vasquez having one of the highest number in chances missed, and you'd think that sooner or later it's going to start clicking. Mirtu Usuni with chances missed, you'd think that sooner or later it's going to start clicking. At least for now, Austin FC fans can rest easy knowing that they have, 1, a great keeper, as always, and 2, a solid defense that bends and does not break.
So far.
It's
early.
It's
early.
It's a trend. It's not so far anymore. It's a trend. We have the best defense in the league, mate. Say it with your chest. We have the best defense in the league, bro. It's a trend now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying.
So,
hey, you're speaking facts is what I'm saying.
And people are going to say, oh, like Rigo Pingüino came at me.
Yeah,
he was all like, he was saying,
he attacked you.
He told me he was all like, you're only looking at one side of it. You're not looking at the goals or whatnot. And it's like, yeah, bro, you're right. I'm choosing to look at the goal at the defense side of things, right? And instead of the goals. But it's still very early on. You know what I'm saying? Like the point that he was trying to make contradicted itself in a sense. You know what I'm saying? He was saying that it was still very early on to celebrate where we're at in the table.
Yes.
And I was like, fair.
That's true.
But he was also casting judgment, saying that it was already red flags, warnings. And I was all like, but that point contradicts itself because it's still early for that. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah, that's
so
facts.
I told him, I was like, I hear what you're saying, Rigo. But the point kind of contradicts itself. There's two sides. And I'm choosing to look at it, hey, we got the best defense in the league. And the attack is surely going to click here soon. That's how I'm choosing to look at it.
How do you say cup half full?
Glass half full.
Not only that, Gali just told us today that when Nico came in, he said, okay, the first focus is going to be the defense and we're going to build from there, right? They just now became officially, quote unquote, solid defensively, right?
Say it with your chest, bro, like I said.
No, I said this because then Gali said, so we're good defensively. Now we can expand from that. Yeah. So, now they got, they have the mentality and they have the process, they already have written in stone in their minds how they should defend. Now the work is how to progress and how to finish those chances.
Get the
so it took let's say 5 to 6 games on to build a great defensive performance or idea. Now it's gonna take maybe 4, maybe 5 games to build the offensive idea, right?
I mean, if you, I don't know, it's tough to put it in numbers of
Yeah,
games,
it's just an
though.
example of
Yeah,
it's
plus,
it's a transition. It's a
It's
process.
still early. It's tough to like 7 games in. It's tough still. I mean, we're good so far, but let's see. Let's go. Let's go a little more. Let's see how we do after 10, 15 games. See where we're at.
But that's I mean,
Like, you think would you consider the defense to be like?
like right now,
Yeah.
I think defense mentality is it's good.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're not gonna concede goals. No, I'm pretty sure that they will at some point. But I think the defensive mentality and attitude and personality, it's there. I think that's
Okay.
good. I think now the work needs to be on the offensive part
Yeah.
without
100%.
obviously
And-
deconstructing the defensive.
And the work, you say the work, yes, but like it's not much because we've had the opportunities, bro.
Yeah, exactly. But that's my
So-
point.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
close.
We just
We're
gotta
close.
bury them.
Yeah,
on,
I'm not gonna give them
Yeah.
10, 15 more games because no, you need to fix
switch
those
training
problems
into
soon.
finishing training only. Just
Nah,
2,
nah,
3.
nah.
No, mate. But Austin FC has Vancouver coming up next. It'll be a clash of titans in the West. First place against fourth place. We could really
Clash
shake
of
things up.
Titans.
We could really.
Clash of Titans.
It's Clash of Titans,
Yeah.
mate. We could
It's
really.
not 1 and 2.
Clash
brother.
of Titans.
We could really shake things up at the top of the table of the West and look
Yeah, that's
down at
facts.
everybody and say, "Hey, what's up, yo? We're over here battling up at the top 4." That's where we're at right now. We're battling at the top 4.
We're third right now, but we'll see what
We're
Minnesota
fourth, we're
does.
fourth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Minnesota is winning their game 1-0.
okay.
That needs to be.
Hey,
see,
it's
look.
still early. They might tie. They might lose. So we'll see. We'll see.
New York,
We'll see.
yeah, New York's
Yeah,
up there. New
we'll
York's
see,
up there.
we'll see.
But gentlemen, like we said, Vancouver is coming up next, and then after that, you got an interesting month for Austin FC. But before we get into some other news surrounding the club, anything else you'd like to add to the 0-0? Can't really add much to it.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I hate to say it because we're getting the criticism around online, the boring name, I didn't even almost want to say it because of the vibe here, the fans, we don't want to hear that.
Just clap back with the fact that we got the best defense in the league.
There you go.
That's the best thing. Alex, any other thoughts on the game?
I don't agree with the term boring because again, I think if you only look at the result, sure, you
Yeah.
can say it's boring. But if you look at the games, besides the fact that it's a scoreless game, and goals are the more exciting part of it. It's not like the team is sitting, back
But
for
there's a little
90
trend.
minutes.
There's a little trend.
No, but again, it's not like you're not seeing us attacking. No, we are
No,
attacking.
yeah, that is a fair point.
That's my point.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are attacking. We're not sitting back. No, we have ideas and we're getting there.
Yeah,
it's
a
just
fact.
finishing.
Because imagine if we weren't getting the chances.
Exactly. Then
know.
I would understand
But
everyone.
we were solid defensively.
Yeah.
There'd be more of a question. But we are getting chances.
Yeah.
So it's a different.
All right, guys. Now getting into some Austin FC news here surrounding the club. Just to start off, we had a contract termination from Austin FC2. Youngster Anthony Garcia and the Austin FC2 team have mutually agreed to a contract termination. The 21-year-old made 7 appearances during the 2024 MLS Next Pro season, including 3 starts, and he scored 1 goal. Now, best of luck to him. He came up through the Santos Academy, the youth team down there. So best of luck to him. Hopefully the next chapter in his life is good to him, and he finds a better footing or a better situation somewhere.
Oh, by the way, I wanted to say about the subs. Dubersarski, every single time he comes in hot. That guy plays great. And he's not afraid of some action already. So I think his progress it's as it should be, slow, adapting to the league and whatever. But this guy is gonna soon take a pretty important role in this team.
So hopefully soon. That's what he was brought here for.
Yeah.
U22 player. Now, some other news, of course, this also ties into the game, but we had news that Diego Rubio was sidelined with a hamstring injury for the Portland game. That's why he did not feature in that match. But definitely a big blow at the end of the day for Austin FC. But just a little quick news there that I thought was very important to mention. Thoughts on Rubio possibly being out some weeks?
Hopefully not. I think Rubio is very important for this team. I think he's crucial, especially again. I love the link up that he has with Brandon Vasquez. So I hope he gets
agree.
better. I did see him in the locker room, obviously dressed, casual, and he seemed fine. Obviously, hammies, you're not gonna see it unless you're working out, right? But let's see what Nika says in this midweek availability.
Now, some other news here. We had an interview from Basar Stabovic drop with the Vamos Verde guys. It's probably the most interesting thing that jumped out to a lot of people, other than the tactical information that we got and some other stuff there.
The water?
No, not the water.
To me, that was important.
It was important. He said that he missed the water from Sweden, which I
Yeah.
thought was very interesting. I wonder what it tastes like.
Tap water.
Tap water. What kind of system they got out there?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. But he said it's not a U.S. thing.
What do
It's
you know?
good water, bro.
What do you know?
It's good water.
What do you know? What do you know?
So when I went to Switzerland, they kind of explain it. So it's water that comes from the mountains, and it like gets filtered on its own, and you can literally find like wells or just water running in the streets, and people just go up to it and just drink it.
Damn,
Or
that's
they'll
how
get, or
clean
they fill
the
their
water is, bro.
yeah, and it's just running the
It's
whole time. Or you
natural,
just go and
clean
get
water,
your.
bro.
your
Did you have
bottle
some?
filled. Yeah, I had
How
some.
was it?
It's good, bro. It's cold. It's really cold, and it just tastes good. Like
What if you could put a taste to it?
Water.
it's
No,
just it's just fresh.
like a
It's
glacier?
Just, it's
Fresh
just
water?
fresh. Yeah, you don't get no aftertaste. Nothing like
What mineral is it rich in?
whatever the what are the mountains out there? The Alps.
The Alps? Oh, is it the Alps?
The
Yeah.
Swedish Alps.
Swedish. Okay.
where it
All
comes
right.
from.
All right.
Damn.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
So I guess he's not capping.
No, no,
cap.
no.
I don't know about the tap water here. You know what I'm saying? But we have a system at
From
the house.
the Texan Alps.
The Texan Alps.
Texan Alps.
Texan Alps. The Texan Alps. No, but one of the quotes that we got from Savovic, Verde Nation put this together for us, was the fact that he said that it's very warm for him, and that today or this week, that if it feels like the Swedish summer and more. So, well, this is the quote. I'm sorry. He says, no, I heard it's very warm. Very warm. And for me, like today or this week, it feels like a Swedish summer and more. So this for me is very warm. The game on Sunday, I was getting a little bit dizzy. And at the end, I have played in warm weathers. But in Sweden, it's not like that crazy. But yeah, I need to acclimate with this weather.
Red flag, brother.
Man,
Red,
that- that
big red
worried me.
flag.
That really
That is
worried
a big
me.
red flag because look, he
Said
just
he got
said
dizzy?
He said this is peak summer in Switzerland.
Yeah.
Bro, this ain't
He
even.
got dizzy at
This
what,
ain't
like
even
the
the
70s?
appetizer, bro. This
Yeah.
is the egg rolls and the butter.
No,
this ain't
that's
even
an
the
appetizer. No,
bro.
This is you walking into the restaurant.
Yeah.
This is you walking into the restaurant.
It
mate.
gets hot here, brother.
Wait till it's 104.
Like
But wait. So
eight-
he got dizzy at what, like 70 degrees?
No, no,
so
it's
he
like
got
at
he
least
got
high-
dizzy
mid-80s.
last. He got dizzy last home game
So it's
versus
like what, 80,
what was it? San Diego. So
80,
remember back to the
84?
weather versus San Diego.
So it was 80s. It was
84, 85.
he got dizzy.
man.
Man.
It's gonna be
That's a
a
red
gonna be
flag,
tough.
brother.
little bit
That's
of a red flag. It's gonna be
brother.
at least 15 more degrees hotter for Mr. Stabovic.
I hope Nico
Man, I hope
Dubarsowski gets
they
ready.
take him. I hope he can acclimate. We'll see.
And maybe they're getting Nico Dubarsowski up to speed for when those temperatures arrive. They have a plan already.
Yeah.
We'll probably, and then
But
Ilya,
also-
Ilya could be being saved.
But also, apparently, Savovic is the direct descendant of an amazing warrior. So
Yes.
he's a warrior. I guess. So,
What'd you take of that information?
honestly, I find it like interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a big
Yeah,
history
yeah.
guy.
I mean, you don't always find a direct, relative to a huge historic figure, especially in the battlefield.
What's the name? Yom Kippur? Jakob
Yep.
Ferry. What's Yom
Jakob
Kippur?
Ferry.
What the heck is Yom Kippur?
great granddad.
I'm sorry, I got his name wrong. What's his name, Logan? Jakob Ferry. Okay.
Jakob
Yeah, he was a
Ferry.
legendary
Jakob
warrior. They have like war songs for
He
this
has
guy.
he has folk songs about him, bro.
That's crazy.
Well, he would kind of be like what Mexicans would think of Emiliano Zapata or Pancho
Maybe,
Villa.
yeah,
right?
I guess.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. It would
So-
be like if Pancho Villa.
China Mexican warrior.
It'd be like if Pancho Villa or Emiliano Zapata were your great grandfather.
Yeah.
That's what it is to
Yeah,
him.
it's
Yeah.
the
That's
great grandfather. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
I thought
right.
that was pretty cool.
I mean,
I'm
I'm telling you, you don't always meet some, the descendant of a warrior like that. So
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it makes sense because in history, if you have a beard, it means that your descendants were most likely warriors because the beard was like a little bit of armor
Yeah.
for your
For your
chin.
jaw, yeah.
Yeah, and so I can't grow a beard for crap.
Me neither,
So
bro.
my descendants were most likely rich nobles. I'm thinking. All of you guys have beards. All of you guys have beard. Logan has a beard. Aaron has a beard. You have a
I
beard.
don't have one.
Primo
No,
has a
not
beard.
me, not
So
me.
B and I probably
Yeah.
descended from like maybe we descended from. We can't be descended from like monks because they
Yeah.
snip snip. But we're probably descendants of like.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
Warriors had beards.
Either that or lack of testosterone, but one of the two.
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa,
these
shots,
freaking chairs.
bro. So
These
many
chairs.
shots. These chairs.
These chairs could be affected.
So many
TT
shots
levels.
in this pod, brother.
So many
Tap
shots.
in on that one. Nah, but hey, speaking of Warriors, he's got another battle coming, and that's
Oh.
against that's against the Texas Heat, brother. That's
Yeah.
against the Texas Heat and the Texas Sun, because it gets hot here. I'm not gonna lie.
In other news, the GA Cup is coming up for our Academy lads and our U18s. They just got ranked, I believe, number 6 in the nation by Footy Access of the top 10. So big ups to those young lads. They're doing their thing. They're working their way up. They're a huge fan of the photos. I feel like they have some of the most banger content coming out of games when we're talking about photos and celebrations and hype reels. Those kids got to chill out, man. Focus on the schoolwork and on the footy. But I love everything coming
gotta
out.
get that content out there.
You gotta get that content out. But I love everything coming out from the Academy. Massive respect to those boys. And good luck in the GA Cup. I believe it's just days away, like 7 or 8 days away. I'm very excited for them. And hopefully the boys that are participating in that, along with the coaches, hopefully they knock it out the park because they've won it before. The 15s have won GA before. And hopefully they can run it back. Hopefully they can, bring some joy to the city of Austin when we're talking about the GA trophy. And it'll be huge for their careers as youngsters as well as they're getting ready to either make that next step to the MLS Next Pro. Some maybe might even go to the USL. Some might even play college football for a little bit, and we'll see where they're at in their career. But any thoughts on that, mate?
No, I mean, I think especially the fact that they already won it, I really, really would love to see them winning it again. I mean, kind of like to establish a Austin FC dominance at that level. 15, 17s. I think it would be great to see.
100%. B, any thoughts on the youngsters?
No, yeah, like I agree. They should run it back. Let's do it again. So.
No, it would be very, very great.
And let them post their pictures, brother.
I'm just
Post them reels
I'm
and
just
pictures,
bantering.
brother.
I'm just bantering
Nah,
with the
nah,
boys.
nah, yeah, I know.
We send people to take photos of them.
I know.
No, but big ups to those lads. The club needs to do more for them. They got to have more coverage. But let's see. Anything else we can add on to the pod today from the Austin side?
No, it was a cold one. Cold one, man. It was a cold one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Alex?
No, I mean, I guess I am looking towards the game against Vancouver, especially because it is that kind of like fight for. I mean, I think if we beat them, we won't top them. We'll still be second, if I'm correct, if I don't remember correctly. But it is an important game. It's a tough game. It is a game that if we win, it can get us to the moon. But either way, I would say though, let's watch it a little Patagonia again.
Oh, okay. We should.
would say
We should
we
run
should.
it back. We should run it back. Watch the Vancouver game. A little Patagonia. It was an incredible atmosphere.
Yeah.
I think more people now see what we can do at a watch party, the kind of fun atmosphere we can bring, and we should run it back. I think it would be awesome to watch it everybody together. Away from home, we can support the boys at LP. We might even pop open another wine bottle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Last one was great.
It was great.
I mean, last one.
Let's
The
do it.
wine, both the wine, the
Let's do
empanadas, everything was just amazing, and the atmosphere, just like watching, a soccer game like that. Austin FC, everything was there, and everyone was cheering. I mean, it is a great, especially against Vancouver again. It's a great game to watch at a watch party. So hey, let's watch it a little Patagonia.
Now Minnesota is up 2-0. It's a wrap.
So it's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Minnesota's up 2-0. But gentlemen, a little bit of a face-off here. Face-off moment between B and Alex, talking about the Club World Cup situation. America seems to have the way to the Club
Is it
World
out
Cup.
yet? Official?
It's not official, but the way is being paved, is what it seems like.
Paved?
It's being paved.
What do you mean?
And Alex, your pushback to this have been intense.
Yes.
Pachuca just beat America, but America is
Nothing
focusing.
new. Nothing
America's focusing on maybe the CCC or
Oh,
whatnot.
we are.
No, they're
Cruz
not.
Azul.
Yeah, we are.
Just a little bit of a face off. You have an America
Wait a
fan
second.
here.
I didn't know we were doing this, by the way.
You have a America fan here. What can you sell to the fan base face to face?
What is how I'm being set up?
I
right now.
don't know
I
what
just got
I
set
can
up,
say
bro.
that I haven't said already. I mean, and I know that I have several
I have said several arguments, and the only thing I get back is we're three campeones. That's the only thing, right?
Not
Three
the only thing,
campeones out
brother.
of domestic title.
The ranking of CONCACAF,
and a
too.
domestic title that is 6 months long each. So not a real league.
The ranking?
So I mean,
The ranking.
Look, bro, you got a little bit of you need some background, some how would you say, some context. This guy absolutely hates America with something more beyond than I don't know what
don't.
it is, just pure hate. So,
I don't.
you have an agenda towards us, brother. You do.
No, I
You
don't.
You do. It's kind of noticeable.
No,
mate.
I don't.
It's kinda,
The same-
but
the
look,
same
but
way-
fine,
the
but
same
fine,
way-
But fine.
The same way everyone was mad at Miami for being invited just because.
No.
I am fighting against America because they would be invited just because.
Okay, but there's not Miami is just in there.
Yeah.
America has to play
I know.
LAFC to get
And
in
they
there.
have the ranking.
And we have the ranking. So not only that, any club that you would run. Okay, Alex, straight up, what club you think deserves to go in instead of America? Put them against America and tell me that America's not going to win that game or is favorites to
It
win
is
that
not,
game.
but
brother.
it is not about that.
What other team
It
deserves
is
to go
not
then?
about that.
Go-
It's the fact that
go-
America
go through the list of teams that
did,
should be in it.
America did
And tell me
absolutely
America is not the one.
nothing to qualify.
Okay, but look at the teams that are outside of it and rank them. We can pull them up. What team do you think is the best?
The teams
America.
the teams that have
Put
earned
them up against second,
the
third,
teams that
fourth
have
place,
earned the
America.
qualifications deservedly.
Yeah.
If you take out Leon, it's LAFC for being the runner-ups. That's
okay,
it. That's
that's
it.
who we play.
And
That's
if
who
you
we
don't,
play.
and if you
That's
don't
who we
know,
play.
but it doesn't matter. You shouldn't be playing against LAFC. You have nothing to do
I was going-
against
I was going there
LAFC
too.
The
because you
club
didn't know.
rankings,
going
the
there
club
too.
rankings.
Doesn't matter.
To the competition, it matters.
No,
To
because
the competition, it matters,
Liga
though.
MX
To-
already has two.
Bro,
Or
CONCACAF
Liga,
rankings,
Liga
bro.
MX already
CONCACAF
has
rankings
two.
matters.
No, it has two
It matters
teams.
to the FIFA.
MLS has two
That's
teams.
the reason why they're playing
if
against
you,
LAFC.
Then if you look at the
Bro,
rankings,
put any
Ajualense is
team,
next.
any team,
Mexico
any team you
can't
want,
have
bro.
more
Okay,
teams.
But you can't name me a team. Who deserves it then?
Pause.
Who should go in?
Mexico can't
Who should
have
go-
more
Who
teams.
should
pause.
go in? Who should go in?
Let's
I'm
pause.
telling you that if you
Name
don't
a
take
team.
if you
Name
don't
a
take
team.
LAFC,
Name a team.
Ajualense is next.
Let's
Name
look
a
at the
team. Name a
rankings.
team.
Ajualense is next.
Let's look at the rankings. Let's look at the rankings. In the top spot, Grupo
America,
America is in
obviously.
first place.
And it matters.
I wouldn't even say right behind them because these are points that teams have to earn since 2017 and also in domestic and international matches. You can see there, America gained 2 points going from 1,252. And then right underneath them with 1,238 points is Cruz Azul, who they're playing in CONCACAF. So that gap can even just be increased after the matches are played. In third place, Columbus Crew. In fourth place, Inter Miami. Fifth, LAFC. Sixth, Tigres. Seventh, Toluca. 8, Pachuca. 9, Club Leon. And 10th, Monterrey. And I'll cap it there. The top 10 rankings.
Okay, hold on. Go down. Find the first one that's not from Canada, Mexico, or U.S. Is there even a top 30?
Canada,
Costa Rica is the
Herediano.
first.
Herediano actually
Herediano.
just gave the business to the Galaxy, but who's
Okay.
not giving it to the Galaxy right now?
They would get absolutely smacked around by America.
it would be
Alajuelense
Herediano
is
then.
right there.
Yeah.
Alajuelenses will get
Alajuelense.
absolutely smacked by America.
But you still
But
got to
it's
play
not,
the game.
It's not about
Okay,
America
keep going.
beating
Let's
them.
keep going. Let's keep going.
But it's not
Olimpia.
about
Olimpia.
America
Olimpia.
beating
Olimpia.
them.
Olimpia will get
Olimpia.
smacked around by Club America next. Let's keep going down the
It's
list.
not
but
about
it doesn't
America
matter
beating
where
them.
we go on this list.
That's
America
not the
is gonna
point.
smack.
It's not about
Bro.
America beating
But
them.
they're not just being invited in like you make it seem. They're not like being placed.
Now, B,
here.
dude,
They're
now, B,
given,
it's
they're given a
breaking
game.
the rules.
Now-
It's breaking
It's
the
in the rules. Leon couldn't be.
No,
Now-
no,
In-
it's
in-
not. It's not.
Leon couldn't be in the competition.
America has no way in qualifications.
America, it's
for-
not
if you
America's
follow
fault
the
that
rules.
Leon is out,
Now,
bro.
let me say this.
No,
let me
but
say
if
this.
you follow the rules, then you're right that the qualification should qualify the next team.
But what about the
since
ranking?
Mexico, that's what I'm telling you. So
Yeah.
then the next qualification point that you have to take is qualification. It's a ranking,
Ranking.
right? That it's a ranking.
To me, makes sense.
No,
okay, hold on. Hold on, hold on.
it doesn't because
The
because
LAFC,
in the
the
rules,
runners-up
in
and the number
rules-
one ranked team in the
no,
in
listen,
CONCACAF.
listen. In the rules, you can also read that Mexico Liga MX
Yeah.
can only have 2 teams, and then MLS can only have 2 teams.
When what?
Mexico
In the Club World Cup?
Yes.
Then there's no
Yes.
way. So why would they put America in the game to win against?
That's what I'm telling you because they are gifting it.
Now, look, now
bro.
check this out,
You
check
might be
this out.
thinking about the
Now, check
previous
this out.
iteration.
Now, check
Don't
this out.
forget, this is a brand new competition.
Now,
brother.
check this out.
Don't forget
Hercules
it's a brand new
Gomez,
competition.
Exactly.
Hercules
because
Gomez.
it's a brand new competition. The
hold on,
rules
hold
are
on.
new. The rules
it
are
makes
there.
sense. Okay, look. Think about it. Take your hatred and bias out of this, brother, and think about it like this: if your job was to look at a competition, one team is out, just take away the teams. Forget the teams. Forget America for LAFC. You need to have one game off to see who gets in there. You would pick obviously the runners-up of Leon, the runners-up of the competition, Boom. Now let's look at the rankings. Who's the number one ranked team in CONCACAF that is not in this competition? Boom. There, let's have a game. Winner goes in. It makes sense. But just because it's America,
Now, I want to say this.
Like
I want to say this. I want to say this. Let me answer this.
You are jumping straight into let's have a game between the next two teams. Where are you getting that game from? Is that in the rules? Is that game in the rules?
Yeah, I see what he's saying.
Okay.
And I want to add it. Let me add this.
If not America, who then?
Let me
bro?
add this.
I'm telling you, by the rules.
LAFC.
No, by the rules, the next team that should be, it's because of ranking. And in ranking, because Mexico already Mexico already has two teams, and because MLS already has two teams,
you're reaching crazy.
Pause.
You're
You're
trying to find a way. You're reaching crazy.
Pause.
Think about it simply. The runners up in the competition and the number one ranked team in the CONCACAF.
It's written in the rules.
To me, it's simple. To me,
dude, the rules were written before any team qualified.
Speaking of the rules, let me just add this.
It is their fault that America didn't qualify.
We had enough, mate. Now, Hercules Gomez on the Men in Blazers Network on Shooting It Straight, he mentioned that FIFA saw an opportunity to create a money grab situation, and they created a playoff between, thankfully, it is the rightfully so teams. It is. But all Alex is saying that the stage that is being set is a fraud stage. But you're right.
It's the only
America is the rightfully team.
It's the rightfully team, bro. He can't even say that. He won't even admit that.
But the game,
I said it in the Spanish part. I said America right now, out of all of the teams that are left, is the best team. Is the team that has the biggest fan base, and it's a team that will get them the most money.
That's what FIFA saw.
The most deserved.
I said that in the Spanish part.
It's a win-win. It's a win-win.
No,
you know what wouldn't be fair if they just gave it to LAFC.
Dude,
that wouldn't be fair.
No,
but they are runner-up. They are runner-up.
They're gonna play against the number one ranked team.
How is it fair if you're making a game out of thin air, disregarding the rules?
I see what Alex is saying.
Bro, because you have the number one ranked team in CONCACAF and you have LAFC that were runners up against Leon.
Okay, that's fine. So you are saying screw the rules.
Bro,
that's what you're saying.
Having a game is what makes it fair, mate. If a team just goes to the competition without a game, that's not fair. They just join.
So screw the rules.
Imagine LAFC just walking into the Club World Cup. How they're playing right now.
But they're not walking into it. They're runners up.
And they get to play for it. It's the most fairest way to do it. Let's have a game for it.
Right, but
let's be fair.
So you're saying screw the rules.
Now, okay.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying there's a game protection. I'm not saying about like the rules. I'm not in charge of like keeping the rules. I'm looking at it in a footballistic, like I'm looking at it like this.
You're looking at it as an America fan.
Let's pause. Yes. Okay, look, bottom line, for an America fan, for the America team, the organization, this is great for them. This is an opportunity that they want. Why would you not take it, right? Yes. But you could say that LAFC, they could have handled it as runners up. But they created a playoff match. FIFA is going to benefit off this playoff match. And hopefully they are praying to their gods that America wins this. Because if America goes into the Club World Cup, they are going to be the most followed team in this tournament.
Yes, they're going to be the biggest home team.
In the tournament, they're going to be the most followed team.
The biggest home team.
Oh, you mean the audience, the actual audience.
This is the US. Sorry. Bro, if America's in this competition, they're going to be the biggest. It's their home.
They will sell the most tickets. And that's what FIFA's struggling with.
And last thing I want to say, bro.
I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. But I see what he's saying, that America...
Final point on this, bro. Final point on this is like, the whole fair thing, I don't think is good to say because there's going to be a game for it. And if you just ask anybody, like we mentioned it, we said that America not being in the Club World Cup is a crazy crisis, catastrophe. It's like, it's crazy to us. We said this before the chances of America being in it were even out there. We agreed. America's the best team outside this competition that deserves to go. So to be fair to the best team in CONCACAF, let's make them play the runners-up against LAFC. Like, if it wasn't fair, a team would just be here. That's not fair. How come the best team in CONCACAF doesn't at least get a shot to be in this competition? Let's. Not only that, I'm not even saying it opinion-wise. I'm not saying America's the best. Mate, look who's number one, bro.
But LA was runner-up.
Okay, exactly. Let's have a
Not
game
even
and let's
that.
make it fair.
Take away LA.
So,
Take away
that's
LA.
my last point on
I
that.
see.
Take away LA, and
That's my last
the,
point on
ru-
that.
the thing, everything was a process. Rules were
Bro,
written,
and on the Pachuca
competition was
game,
created.
We got better things to talk
oh
about
my
than we got better things to do
Man,
than
you
complain.
just want-
mate,
Let's move topics. Let's
you
move topics.
celebrated the Pachuca game with caps and this and that. I'm like, bro,
But Rongoat scored.
Rongoat, that's an important player for
I
him.
was like,
It's
wow.
an important player.
You sound like me when we winning trophies, mate. And
Oh
you're
my
doing this
God.
to matches.
You
When we got-
celebrated like that when you beat Chivas.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Yes, you did,
Thank
bro.
You. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, in the Conca Champions on Clásico, and it was a spanking. Yeah, I'll celebrate that.
He also I remember I call him out because he celebrated like that also with a tiny T. Do you remember that?
It was Chelsea versus Southampton.
No. But
No,
it was also
America.
America. It was America with someone.
I
Yeah.
don't think so.
I don't
bro.
know.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
yeah.
Nah, you see, you don't
Okay,
even
now,
remember.
gentlemen, just real quick before we get out of here, I want to touch up on Real Madrid. They advanced to the Copa del Rey final, but then I guess you could say, fumbled the league. I don't know if you want to say that it is over, said and
No,
done.
not yet.
There's a 4-point difference. There's still one Clásico left, but they lose to Valencia 2-1. Late 96-minute winner. Valencia takes it. Thoughts on Real Madrid right now this season, bro? It's a roller coaster.
I don't understand Madrid because they don't play well. They defensively are a mess, and somehow they are still up there. Somehow you watch Real Madrid games and you just don't understand what's going on.
And they're still in the Champions League.
Yeah. I mean, I guess they have such huge stars that pull them out of trouble at times, but Madrid's a mess.
And I mean, right when
Carlo Ancelotti, I don't understand what he's doing. He's not managing games well at all.
I don't even think his influence is very little. I think because of his style of managing Real Madrid, the style of how can anybody manage Real Madrid like the squad? It's insane. You have to, that's what the criticism against Zidane was. It's like, oh, he's a good manager
Yeah.
with big stars, but he can't really be, to youngins or whatever. So I think that can only go so far. I mean, right when you think Mbappe's clicking, boom, like a defeat, so. But you can never, ever, ever rule out Real Madrid in the Champions League. I mean, if they win the Champions League and come out not winning La Liga, they'll take that every time, bro.
Yeah, always.
Every time. So we'll see.
I mean, it's also, they lost to Valencia,
Yeah.
and then Barca couldn't beat Betis.
Oh, that's the thing, bro.
So it's like even when Barca can get an advantage, they don't take it.
Yeah.
So it's 4 points, but could have been 6.
Is the league over?
Nah?
No? Is the league
Nah,
over?
nah, I don't
no?
think so,
Primo, is the league over?
No,
We got to get your
absolutely
take.
not.
We got to get your take.
Absolutely not, bro. We're good. It's fine.
You
It's
sure?
fine. We're good. Yeah,
We're good, it's fine?
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's
It's
fine. You sound like
Everything's
that
okay.
dog that everything's on fire. That
bro.
meme.
Everything's okay.
I don't know.
And
way.
Liverpool lost to Fulham today.
Yeah. 2-1.
Yeah, 2-1.
Yeah,
So
2-1.
the race is back on?
Now, Madrid has
Bro, they're
Arsenal, Primo.
up by 11 points, bro.
Madrid has Arsenal coming up next. They're missing Gabriel. Madrid was in doubts of having like half of the team suspended over celebrations. They're trying to bring us down,
Whoa.
mate.
What's new, bro? What's new?
How are you? What's your mindset going into the Champions League tie, first leg? Is it at the Emirates or is it at the Bernabeu?
I think it's at the Emirates because y'all. Oh no, it's the best Arsenal. Arsenal is the second game.
Okay, so,
So
they,
at the-
we close at the Emirates. First
Yeah,
leg at the
yeah.
at the Bernabeu.
At least you can fact check me on that, but I think that's what it is because that's what you rank seater.
I
You
have it
get
here.
the second home.
I have it here in front of me.
Yeah.
First leg is
Spain.
at the Emirates.
Oh, it's at the Emirates.
First
Oh.
leg is at the
Oh, at
Emirates.
Emirates.
Oh, that's okay. I
Yeah,
was
at the
wrong.
Emirates. Yeah. So how do you see that game, Primo?
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think we're just gonna play how we usually play against Premier League teams. Premier League teams are just tough in general. I think they also got Bukayo Saka back. I think he came back recently,
Yeah.
so we'll see how he comes
Bukayo.
off his injury.
Where's Bali at?
But I think it's gonna be a good matchup. It's been a while since they played against each other, and I think Arsenal has a good team now to compete. Maybe not a few years ago, but they got their stuff together, and we'll see how they come out against Real Madrid. But yeah, I think we're just gonna try to handle as much as we can at the Emirates. Maybe get a tie,
Mhm.
and then we'll just put them in bed at the Bernabeu.
They're definitely going to be a tough team to break, man. I
Mhm.
will say that. And for sure, Madrid is probably going to kick it on in that game. Mbappe could have a brace. Rodrigo could have a brace. You never know with these guys. But the fact that they have the first game at the Emirates, then you have Alaves for the league, and then you close it at the Bernabeu, that's a dream scenario. You put all your not all your marbles, but you give a good effort to bring a draw or a win at the Emirates. You put a C team against Alaves, rest your guys, and you close out the job at home at the Bernabeu Wednesday, April 16th at 2 p.m. against the Gunners. And then after that, you got to worry about Athletic Club, Getafe, and then the Copa del Rey final, then Celta de Vigo, and then Barcelona for La Liga. I mean, at least this game is not in the middle of all that Copa del Rey, Clásico or whatnot, but it's a good tune-up for what you got to do in the league at the end of the year for Real Madrid. This Arsenal game is what I say. Thoughts on that, Alex?
No, I mean, it'll be a shocker if Arsenal manages to do something important against Madrid. I think we are all expecting Madrid to win.
Isn't this game the record for the most tickets sold for a Champions League game? I believe that they broke a record for the Bernabeu. Yeah. There was some conversations going around that like the most tickets sold for a Champions League night game at the Bernabeu. But if you really think about it, when was the last time Arsenal played Madrid in the Champions League? It's been years when Henry was there, and Henry won that match. Arsenal has the better history against Madrid head-to-head in UCL.
But their overall history as far as this competition is not
terrible,
good.
100%.
It's horrible.
But no, this is a big clash, mate. This is a huge clash. I think this is going to be a fantastic game. I'm personally going to take off on Tuesday to watch the game, to watch the first leg, and I'll see what I do.
It's only a big
I
clash.
prioritize the second leg.
Second leg is going to be great.
It's only a big clash because Madrid seems to be like going on a downhill kind of slope.
Look, this is what it says. This is from Yahoo Sports. Real Madrid have set a new record for their highest ever ticket price, charging a minimum of 125 euros to fans, hoping to attend next month's game against Arsenal. Mate, 125 euros, what is that, Logan? Like $140? Around there?
That
Mate,
ain't
it's like
shit.
$300 to get in the front row at Q2 Stadium. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, what are we doing
Hey,
in
but
ticket
it was a
prices in
record for
America?
highest price, not most attended, brother.
Yeah, I was wrong about that.
yeah.
But it says here, Real have set prices in their fourth tier at 125, with tickets in their lowest tier costing 450 euros. The club only charged 115 euros and 325 euros for the same seats against Manchester City and Atletico de Madrid, and their most expensive games last season only hit a maximum of 445 euros. Mate, the Lexus Club is like 500. What the heck, bro? See, freaking... I'm not even going to go in on my own club.
Go in, bro. Go in.
But gentlemen, anything else that you want to add on to the pod before we get out of here? All good?
It was good having John on.
It was good having
good
John.
having
I
John
love
on,
I
man.
love
What a
having
treat.
John on.
What a treat.
And it's gonna be another week. We're in Vancouver.
Vancouver watch party. We'll announce more details here soon. We got a giveaway for that one as well, but stay tuned on that.
Yes.
All righty. Well, we'll be back for the Vancouver recap. Have a good week. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Ciao.